Maybe we can interest some others to come in. I'm Greg Cole with American Standard. I've been with American Standard for 15 years. I've been in the industry since '74, 40 plus years. I know I started when I was 5. Great industry, as most of you know that are in there. What I want to talk about tonight is the kind of some of the history of plumbing and technology, where we started out, which was with nothing, and where we are today. Back in the late 1800s, and some of you history buffs know that the infant mortality rate was 50% in some of the large cities, Atlanta and Chicago. Cholera was taking about half of the children that did not even reach the age of 4 because of poor sanitation, poor water. So the need for safer water was very important. Some of the upper end folks in the that made a little more money had a real nice setup for their indoor plumbing. They called it a chamber pot. Some of the more affluent homes hid it in a nice piece of furniture, and then when it was used, they would actually take the pot out of the piece of furniture like you're seeing here and literally throw it out their window. Some cities actually had it on purpose. They built a city across a river so they could empty their chamber pots in the river to take the waste away. And then, of course, then you're the poor sap down line drinking that water, and that's part of why there was so much death and sickness. And of course, the folks that weren't affluent had a lot less fancy setup than this, and there were literally homes, some of the larger homes back in the late 1800s, they actually would reroute rivers through part of their home and let some of these chamber pots go right directly into the river. So it was pretty scary stuff. And then also, of course, the outhouses, and some of you, maybe not many of you, may remember either family or even maybe early in your childhood of having an outhouse. This, of course, is one of the nicest outhouses I've ever seen. But what they did on the outhouses, they would just literally dig a hole, and they would do their business. And when that hole became full, they built the outhouse like on runner skis, so they could actually drag it to another place in the yard, fill that hole in, dig another hole. Well, some of the more affluent folks would build more of a permanent outhouse, but they would have people then come in and clean out the excrement and leave the outhouse where it was. So we have come a long way since then. And then as far as lavatories, this was your lavatory years ago in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Of course, these were some real nice pieces of furniture where they would bring water in, and this was your lavatory years ago. And some of it was a little more ornate than others. Then in some of the bathrooms where they wanted a nicer vanity, here's your dry sink vanity with your little pitcher and your bowl to wash up. And I had some family from Kentucky. They actually had their bathtub was just nothing more than a galvanized tub they would have in the corner of the kitchen. And I even remember with my cousin 100 years ago, went down the road and actually brought water from a pitcher pump outside in on the wood stove. They'd heat the water up, put it in this galvanized tub, and that's how you would do your bathing. The older kids would get their baths first, because they would use the same water for the whole family. So the younger ones ended up getting the more used water at the tail end of that. So got the short end of the stick there. And then there is definitely four distinct eras or styling in bathroom fixtures. Of course, we go to the pre-1870s with no indoor plumbing, and then we've got our Victorian era between 1870 and 1920, and then our pre-war era, Art Deco, from the 20s to the 50s, and then the modern era, or the mid-century, from the 50s to the 80s, and then now the contemporary era that we're living in now, or what they call a postmodern, is from the 80s through till today. This poster has been around since the 20s. The plumber protects the health of the nation. This was even back when they used to pour lead joints. This is a melting pot for lead, And there's still cast iron, what they call a hub cast iron pipe today, where they pour the lead seal in. Of course, they don't use lead now anymore, but that's what they used to do. So the poster is really true. The plumber truly did protect the health of the nation. Early in the 1900s, as the more sanitation became prevalent, it truly saved lives. In the classic era, this is a great picture because it shows how large some of the bathrooms were back then, because when indoor plumbing first started, people that had existing homes didn't have, they didn't have any room set up for a bathroom because they didn't have any indoor plumbing, so they typically would take a guest room or one of the bedrooms and turn that into a bathroom, and that's why you see such a large room. So the bathrooms back then in the early 1900s were fairly large. In the classic era, this shows some of the first leg tubs, but back in that classic era, they even had wooden bathtubs. They even, to make it a little more waterproof, they would even use wood to make bathtubs and line it with lead to make it more water resistant. So, and think about that now with the lead scares and the lead-free products that's mandated now. And of course, this is a more new styling from that classic era, but back when faucets first started, they would make molds out of wood, carve them, and then put them in a sand mold, and then pour, they would do the screw machine parts, and when they would pull it out of the casting, the faucets even had the impressions of the sand, so it was a very rough surface on the original faucets. But of course, what you're seeing here is polished brass, which has kind of gone by the wayside. In some parts of the country, polished brass is trying to make a return. And then with the classic era products of today, we're still wanting to look like that era or that style. But of course, we've got a lot better technology now with ceramic disvalving, lower water flow. But they still try to stay with that styling during that classic era. There's some more products, the current products from that era. Now this is something we're starting to see too in some of the rural areas. Some rustic styling is starting to be requested, and there's manufacturers starting to look at more of a rustic type of fixtures and furniture in the bathroom, but still staying with the water conservation and of course cleanability and ease of installation. And this also shows down in the bottom right, more of a safety thing too. We're a little bit more safety conscious now with a pull-out step stool for the grandkids or the kids to get on to brush their teeth instead of the little plastic Rubbermaid stool that the kids fall off of now. But that's a nice, they think of it in terms of safety as well. In the pre-war era is when some of these more durable products were starting to be made, and that's when the porcelain on steel bathtubs started coming into existence. And of course they had some very ornate bathrooms, some of the more affluent. Then in the pre-war era too, they're starting to bring some colors in, a little more geometrically styled products. And there's still fixtures like you're looking at, they're still out there. There's still houses out there. We have a big mansion in Mansfield where I live that has fixtures like this. In this, it's like a 10-story mansion. And then the pre-war, there again, we still maintain that styling, but then bring it up to ease of cleaning, and but still maintain that the styling of that era. Then we got the modern era, and they're doing more experimentation. You see the wall-hung toilet, which those are still here today. Even built back then, there's toilets that are probably 60 years old out there, wall-hung toilets in existing homes now. That was a gravity toilet back then. All the manufacturers now, when you see a wall-hung tank-type toilet, it is a pressure-assisted to get better performance out of it. Then in that mid-century modern era, they tried to do things ergonomically to make it kind of fit the human body a little better. Some of it worked, most of it didn't, but they tried a lot of things in that era. And then in the modern era today, of course, they're putting, we're kind of going back to more white fixtures and chrome, and some of you designers in the room would agree with that. What you're doing is you're splashing color in with all the other trimmings around, the other furnishings. More bold colors and things like that. And of course, you're able to change a lot easier with white fixtures. You can change to whatever color designs and trim you want. Of course, the contemporary era, we've got a lot of lines, and there again, health and safety was very important in that. But you see a lot of these cast acrylic tubs now. This has really become very popular. A lot of the manufacturers have added several more of the freestanding bathtubs. There's more of a little softer with the rounded corners. And as you see, a lot of the manufacturers have added a lot of the concealed trap toilets. Most women don't want to look at that exposed trap, nor do they want to clean it. So the concealed trap toilets are really coming into play, and the prices are coming down because of the supply and demand on those. And there's manufacturers that have two-piece toilets that look like a one-piece with a concealed trap now also. And of course, a lot better as far as the water savings.
Men don't want to clean it either.
Well, there you go. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. They try to avoid that anyway. But yes, exactly. Good point. Good point. Some more styles.
Yeah, we won't discriminate.
Yeah. Now, where do we go from here? We're talking about going from a chamber pot to a hands-free toilet. We have one on display around the corner. You walk up to it. It senses you being there. The cover comes up. The bowl illuminates. The men, if they're going to stand there and do their business, then they push a remote button, and then the seat raises. Then when you step away, 6 seconds later, it flushes, and then a minute later, the lid closes. That also comes with a deodorizer. Actually, a charcoal filter circulates the air in the room to eliminate odors. It has a heated seat. It has cleaning functions, the bidet functions, and it's fully adjustable, temperature, pressure, distance, and it's pretty cool. I just installed one in my house about 4 months ago, and I don't know if I'm ever going to change that toilet out. And all the other toilets in my house I change, about 2 or 3 times a year. My wife never knows what to expect when she walks in our bathroom. I'm trying another new toilet. But this one, I may stick with. I like this. I really like this. But you're gonna see more and more of this. I think we as Americans, I think we're becoming germaphobes, because we really don't want to touch anything. Of course, some of the techies like this anyway, but I think you're going to see a lot more hands-free type products on the residential side. We certainly see it commercially. Okay.
What's the code saying on the bidet seat? The last I heard, they said install it after the inspection.
You know what? I do not know that.
Okay.
I don't know. So they don't want to see it, huh?
Last I heard, I don't know if anybody else knows anything different.
Anybody know
So install that toilet after inspection?
The bidet seat.
Oh, the
the bidet seat? Just because it's plugged in with the water? Or?
Yeah, it's just it wasn't approved.
Oh, okay. Well, we use GFI receptacles. We suggest putting those in.
Oh,
for
yeah,
those.
got it.
Yeah. But I've not heard of any pushback actually.
So do
but
those have to go in behind the commode then, the GFI?
Well, it has to be within 3 foot left or right of the toilet with the cord that comes with it. We don't recommend extension cords on that, just to minimize any shock or anything.
Good to know.
But not only do we have bidet toilets, we certainly have the bidet seats as well. I've got a little video. I'd like to introduce you to a new luxury line that American Standard just launched last March. We did away with our Jado and Porsche product lines to make room for our DXV. And the reason for the name DXV is American Standard is 150 years old now, so it's decade 15. So that's where we came up with DXV by American Standard. This is just a short little video clip to introduce you to DXV.
Ever since hands pinched the first pot, people have designed things they need with looks they can't live without. And when design peaks, from time to time, reaching new heights and hearts, design becomes beauty, and beauty becomes timeless. From organic to geometric, playful to minimal. These eras give us a glimpse of transcendence. Because design without soul is absurd. But design with soul is perfection. At American Standard, we are bringing design's best together into pieces fresh as a morning stretch. Classic as a column. Raising the standard of design so beauty can peak again. We are combining today's highest standard in performance with forms that refuse to let you blink. Each oval is honed, each line trued, each piece the ideal of 150 years of evolution. Made for you to outlast you. It's no coincidence you see your reflection in their surfaces. The DXV collection. How American Standard is raising the standard of beauty.
And we've really paid close attention to how we want to launch this product and how we want to protect you as professionals in the field. This DXV line is not in retail, it's not in e-tail, it is only going to be sold through select distribution. It's the beauty of us being right here in Columbus. All of it is inventoried, is stocked in our distribution center here in Groveport. So we're just talking a few miles away, the entire line. We have fixtures from all those 4 eras that we were talking about. We've got coordinating faucets and matching accessories in the entire line. So it is just a great thing. And then you don't compete with some of your homeowners going on the web and say, hey, I can get this, or I can get this cheaper at Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. DXV is just for you in the trade. So we did this right. So I'm really excited about this line. We are fully launched. We're going to continually add to the line. We're going to, that farmhouse suite that I was showing you, we're adding that next quarter. We're adding another bidet toilet that'll be able to play your iPhone through it and play your music in the restroom, and it's going to have a silent flush, and we're just going to continually add more and more products to the DXV line. Also, if you've not seen our Speed Connect drain system on our lavatory faucets, we have an exclusive on this. This is a cable drain system. It's stainless steel cable drain. It eliminates all that linkage underneath the lavatory. It goes in about 1/3 faster and minimizes those callbacks with having to adjust the linkage and all that. So I wanted to show you a short little video on our Speed Connect drain. Pretty sweet, only by American Standard.
The faucet is the focal point of the bathroom. And when you finally find the perfect one, you don't want to spend a lot of time installing it. With American Standard Speed Connect drain, installation is a snap. Historically, the hardest part about faucet installation is the drain. Several small parts and a cumbersome assembly. American Standard's innovative Speed Connect drain comes pre-assembled and with fewer parts than a typical drain, so there's less to do. And it installs in 1/3 of the time. The Speed Connect drain requires no special tools or plumber's buddy, so installation is a breeze. Plus, the Speed Connect drain seals tight the first time and never needs adjusting. So when you fill your bathroom sink, the water stays, helping you to conserve water. Installing the faucet is easy. In just a few short steps, you can install the drain, connect the cable, and test the pop-up. In fact, you won't have to worry about anything because all American Standard faucets feature washerless, drip-free ceramic disc valves and limited lifetime warranties on function and finish. And of course, like everything you come to expect from American Standard, these innovations are offered in a broad range of styles and finishes to suit any decor. Easy installation for everyday use. American Standard's got you covered.
And we also have a little bit better product for you professionals. On the retail store, those drains that we're talking about are all plastic with a little but of metal trim.
Yep.
The wholesale version is all metal. So you've got a lot better construction out of the Speed Connect that comes with all the American Standard faucets. Once your installers try this, they won't want to go back to a non-Speed Connect. It goes in so fast. 3 threads connects the drain and you're done. I mean, it is unbelievably fast. We've also, there again, talking about protecting the trade. We also now have a Pro Series Cadet toilet and a Pro Series Champion toilet. These are also not in the box stores. They're just for the professionals. The main differences is what I just said, not in the retail, but also we have a metal trip lever on our Champion Pro and Cadet Pro. We also have a Pro Series fill valve with a brass shank, brass threads on it. So better tank parts on this. The Cadet Pro is kind of our workhorse of the line now. 5-year warranty, tank parts included. It also has our EverClean antimicrobial glaze. It actually keeps the bowl cleaner longer, has silver right in the glaze. It keeps inhibits bacteria growth, and it truly works. We have this on some of our commercial product, and the hospitals spec it very often. We do the same thing in the Champion Pro. We had a Pro Series, we had a Champion toilet clear back to 2003. We had a problem with the flush valve, and we have fixed that. And this new Champion Pro has the largest flush valve in the industry, a 4-inch flush valve. It has the largest trackway in the industry, 2 3/8. I tell people this toilet, which is this guy right here, will flush small animals. I mean, it is amazing what this toilet will do. And this, there again, the Champion Pro Series is not in retail. We're starting to, these Speedway gas stations are starting to use our Champion in their gas station restrooms because they just do not clog. You can throw your plunger away. Actually, you can throw it away with the Cadet also. I've had plumbers tell me they put that toilet in and forget about it. So very, very dependable, and Pro Series just for us in the on the professional side of the industry. It also has an easy install Speed Connect system, tank to bowl. You don't even need tools to put this in. We have wrenches included in it, and we supply the floor bolts. So I mean, you truly don't even have to have tools to install our Pro Series toilet. You probably would have to have tools if you're replacing one and take the old one out. But this comes with all of our Pro Series. This is that EverClean glaze I was talking about. It's a double glaze that we put on all Champions and all Cadet product, and it the outer glaze has silver in it that emits silver ions that inhibits bacteria growth. So it truly keeps the bowl cleaner longer. This is a bowl with EverClean. After 65 days, 91,000 flush cycles, this is one with standard glaze. You can see the biofilm bacteria in that after just 52 days and 74,000 flush cycles. So it truly works. If you're on well water with iron and things like this, so much easier to keep the bowl clean with our Cadet and our Champion. We have added a lot of freestanding tubs. That it seems to be growing in the industry. We just added 3 more to the line here just a couple of months ago. Walk-in baths, that business, and some of you know about this already, that business is growing by leaps and bounds. When American Standard got into it about 2.5, 3 years ago, I wondered why we were adding walk-in baths. That business continues to grow. More of the boomers and busters want to stay in their home. Their parents want to stay in their home as long as they can, and this is a way to do that. We've got a quick drain system. We'll drain most of our tubs in less than 2 minutes. Also, we have a lifetime warranty on the door seal, which I think is the most important thing on a walk-in bath. And also for the Whirlpool units, we have a legs-only massage. So folks with diabetes or circulatory issues can just fill the leg well up and circulate the leg well. Or if you have foot issues, you can circulate just the bathing well. So a nice little feature. We've also recently added an outward opening door for people that make it easier to transfer somebody off of a wheelchair into the tub. Now, nursing homes, this is a must. We sell a lot of these to nursing homes, and they typically will put a trench drain in the floor. If somebody is in distress and they need to get them out fast, they can just open the drain or the door and get them out. Obviously, with the other ones, the doors open in, so you'd have to wait for the water to drain out. But I just want to remind you, the quick drain option is a must, and we have that as an option, if not standard equipment on our walk-in baths and the lifetime warranty on the door seal. We also have a really nice seated shower that Kathy's got on display back in this back corner back here. There again, transferring people off of wheelchairs. It's even just nice for you ladies that like the 1800 Bath and Body Works bottles in there like my wife does. In the shower. Nice big seat. We have a right or left-handed seat. in there. So very, very nice unit. It's made of solid sheet acrylic over fiberglass. Very well built, made in Texas. Real excited about introducing you to our new toilet technology, our Heritage VorMax. This toilet is pretty amazing. We literally just rolled it out, and what we've done with this is we've eliminated that under the rim punched holes where, you know, the mildew can grow up underneath. Of course, it can get calcified over time, plugging the rim holes, hampering the performance. So what this toilet does, it has an open channel, and it actually has 2 flush valves in it. You'll see on my little video clip I got coming up, you'll see a wave of bowl wash, and then you'll see it just about finish, and then you'll see a second wave of the bowl wash. So and we profess that it cleans at least 2 times better than any other toilet out there. This toilet, as soon as we launched it, we're already behind the 8 ball trying to make them fast enough. Because, you know, since we went to low flow toilets, there's been a lot of complaints about bowl wash. Because, you know, you lose the water surface area in the bowl. And of course, the depth of water is more shallow now that we went to low flow toilets. But this toilet makes up the difference in some of the shortfalls in some of the toilets' cleanability. So plus this toilet has the EverClean surface. It has a 10-year warranty, tank parts included. Also, it has the 1,000-gram MAP performance flush. So that's the top performing toilets are 1,000-gram MAP performance. This top bowl is a standard toilet with those under rim punch holes. I'll show you how it works on a flush test. Not so well. And here's our VorMax toilet down here with the open channel. And watch, like I said, watch for the second cycle. You'll see 2 cycles of bowl wash. You'll see the first one, and then it almost finishes, and then you'll see the second one start here. And I didn't talk fast enough because they already did both of them. But this, like I said, this has the EverClean surface. It has a 10-year warranty. It has a 1,000-gram performance, the top end of the performance scale. And it flushes on only 1.28 gallons of water. So you're saving 20% on the water, yet you're getting 1,000 grams of performance, and you're also getting the better bowl wash. This is pretty cute. Some of you may have already seen this. These are 3 little 15-second video clips that we're doing on HGTV, DIY channel, History channel. This is promoting our VorMax toilet, and some of them are really cute, and some of them are a little bit, I don't know what, but this first video clip, they call it the clinger. So you'll be seeing this probably if you're an HGTV watcher.
I love you, 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 I love you.
No one likes a clinger. That's why I use the American Standard VorMax flushing system. It cleans 2 times better than conventional toilets. It's clean!
That's the part that gags me out just a little bit with the head coming out of the toilet. All right, the second one's called skid marks. And that is a plumber's term. Yes.
No one likes skid marks. That's why I use the American Standard VorMax flushing system. It cleans 2 times better than conventional toilets. It's clean!
Last one is the one I like the best. This is the ones on our website, on the banners that roll across the website. This is called Splatter. This thing is hilarious.
No one wants to look at splatter.
That's why I use the American Standard VorMax flushing system. It cleans 2 times better than conventional toilets. It's clean!
I had to show all 3. I couldn't just show one. It just didn't seem right. We started national advertising on these television channels in February, and we're going to go through July on that, and then we're going to hit the YouTube and all that through July as well. So we're really putting a lot of advertising behind this. Typically, American Standard doesn't spend money on television, but this they feel is certainly well worth it to get the word out on this great cleaning toilet. We also added another. We're talking about hands-free toilets. We added what we call our Activate toilet with touchless technology. There's another competitor that has a toilet out there, a hands-free toilet. We feel we've done a little bit better job on some of the features. We put the activation on the side of it so you can put whatever you want on top of the tank lid. We all on 2-year battery life versus our competitors 1 year. We also have an off button, a power off button. That way you can turn it off while you're cleaning it. It's not trying to flush while you're trying to clean around the sensor. We also have a manual flush button. If you ignore that blue ring that you see in the picture will flash red when it's time to change the batteries. If you ignore that and the batteries go completely dead, see the little gray button is a manual flush button. Our competitor doesn't have that either. So we've just come up with a little bit better design, I think, and a little bit nicer features when it comes to that. And that is available now as well. I'm going to have to blow through this. I got the time thing from Kathy. This also flushes 1,000 grams. This toilet comes with a slow close, push button, easy lift off seat. Also very, very nice seat. Also has the Everclean antimicrobial glaze on it as well. Available in elongated right height and the round front right height. And we've got literature, Kathy's got literature on this, so I'm going to talk real quick. This Access Pro is a toilet, if you need to move a toilet left or right and not have to change the floor flange, we have a toilet called the Access Pro that you can use existing floor flange and you can move the toilet up to 3.5 inches left or up to 3.5 inches right. Say you want a larger or smaller vanity, you want to center up the toilet, you're hitting a floor joist. Actually, we brought this out for the commercial guidelines where you have to be 18 inches from a sidewall to the center of the toilet. So we did this for commercially, but it certainly can be used residentially as well if you need to move a toilet. We have a left shift bowl and a right shift bowl, and we have a right hand trip tank and a left hand trip tank available in this. And this is available right now as well. We're the only manufacturer that has this toilet, okay, called the Access Pro. Also, I want to make a quick point on our toilets. We have this sanitary bar between the tank and the bowl. It's just that raised portion of china. We have that on every 2-piece toilet we have. Most of our competitors do not have that, and it serves 2 purposes. One, it is the plumbers really like it because it's a secure connection between the tank and the bowl. When you tighten our tank to bowl, you actually tighten it down china to china so you don't have any tank rock. From a homeowner standpoint, the reason they call it a sanitary bar is it creates a barrier there so what I call the misfires don't go underneath the tank and around that gasket where you can't clean. So it actually you can keep your toilet bowl cleaner with the sanitary bar. All of our 2-piece toilets have that feature. Most of our competitors do not. And also, as far as the performance leader, we have 279 toilets that flush 1,000 grams. Our next competitor of Kohler is 81, and then Gerber with 55. So we're truly the performance leader in the industry. And that's a 5-minute video, and Kathy will kill me, so we won't do the history of American Standard, but it's a neat video. You can see it online if you go to our website. All right, thank you so much for letting me speak to you this evening.